Yeah, that was weird. I have a bit of a heads up with some mods. I'm going to pop into Mass Effect 2 briefly to show what Shepard's new look is going to be, because I have no idea if it's going to actually port over. Because it requires both a mod, obviously, and a save editor. Because apparently there's no way to mod in new hairstyles. You could add them to the database, I guess, but you have to like manually input the code for the hair into a save editor to make it happen. And I don't know if that's going to um, import into Mass Effect 3. I also changed the beard style, although due to some transparency issues, there's a transparency fix for um, Mass Effect 2, but not for Mass Effect 1 or Effect 3, which is kind of weird. So anyway, this is our new look, kind of a Norman Reedus thing going on here. We're keeping the pink hair. And I tried going to pink beard, but it didn't look right. So I'm kind of going for brown, dark brown, but again, the transparency doesn't quite work, and it's not work installed in Mass Effect 2 when it's not going to even affect anything in Mass Effect 3. So I don't know why after all this time, the person who made the transparency fix hasn't ported it to any of the adjacent games in the series. Also, I didn't realize that my Hulk on the shirt would start disappearing a little bit. But yeah, I'm showing this because if we can't import it, that means that I'm pretty sure until we can actually save the game, we cannot edit the hairstyle or anything about um, Shepard's appearance besides what appears by default. So his hair is just gonna suddenly grow to where it's supposed to be from the start. Hopefully, we can just import the save and it will work. And hopefully, it doesn't have to be saved from the actual end of the game. Like it could be any save because we did Arrival after. It'd be kind of cool if at least with Genesis it added the ability to import Mass Effect 1 character. I don't know why you skip from Mass Effect 1 straight to Mass Effect 3, but okay, so we could um uh select any save after we beat Um, the main game, that's good. Um, and literally, Romance Ashley before Mass Effect 2. Romance Jack in Mass Effect 2. It might actually be. We're giving a positive right out of the gate for the save, like both the save import feature, which should probably be a uh, a positive for Mass Effect 2. Um, Probably called it an interaction positive. I'm not sure if this is if it's as detailed. Um, so it may not get a. I might also give it a positive for. I might also give a positive for Genesis in Mass Effect 2. It's retroactively. That's why we haven't done a review yet. I knew subconsciously that I'm also giving information positive. Like we're not going to actually go through Genesis because it, we're kind of wasting our time, so we've been playing these back to back. Um, It's already one, two, three. There's already four positives. Two interaction positives and two information positives. A positive for the ability to import your save. It's just a cool feature in all of the sequels, really. Um, it is pretty much the defining feature of pretty much every modern Bioware game. Um, Specifically Dragon Age and Mass Effect. Um, then there's a control positive or interaction positive and an information positive for Genesis 2. Just going by memory, it's well presented. It presents several key choices. It omits the minor choices, which is a little bad, but it doesn't really affect anything significant. Um, um, and there's an information positive for showing details of what you're importing, and then another information positive for Genesis 2 because it's also a good recap in case you like just don't remember like what you did and how it all played out. And yeah, really, it's actually going with my old facial hair too. Okay, I guess we're gonna have short hair to start out with. But we can actually, this might be an interaction positive. We can customize our interaction positive. For having a unified character creator, they certainly didn't do a good job of unifying the ability to customize your character between um, between games. I wonder if I should actually make that a negative. I'm pretty sure I didn't. I may have. It kind of should be, especially given the fact that they went out of their way to unify the character creation across all three. Even my nose is freaking. I'm not sure if I need to take another nasal decongestant or not yet. Yeah, it's considered a minor gripe. Now it is officially a negative because they could have done it. They could have done it. They have it in Mass Effect 3. It is not in Mass Effect 2. They did not carry it over or carry it back when they remade this for the collection. I figure we're just gonna go back to what we had originally for now. Um, I think I'm gonna leave it like that, probably. They're trying to make it pink. I don't know, it doesn't look that bad. Yeah, so you just have to imagine the Norman Reedus hair. We'll save the game as soon as we can. Um, Probably make two saves just in case, and then we'll alt tab into the save editor, load up one of the saves, and edit it, then load it. He'll just not look like he's supposed to. We can also change our class between games as always. Um, I don't know. I might stick with Vanguard to be honest. Like it might be interesting for review purposes to try and change. Any thoughts from the chat from the peanut gallery? No, I'm not sure that's what that's actually called. If that's the appropriate term. We're gonna move this over just a little bit, even though um, I'll screw up future mist related stuff, but I can easily turn it back. Um, I'd probably have to give it a positive for the ability to change classes between games. I probably could add that to there's okay, so I think there's like probably about two mods I'm using. One for the hair, which we can't activate yet, which is in a negative because this is what we haven't reviewed or done a final review of Mass Effect 2 yet because I'm still thinking of things to add to that review. I think we're gonna stick with Vanguard, just for um, it's just so we can kind of, well, one for review purposes, review how the Vanguard kind of art class changes between games. Um, Also, I just love being a Vanguard. Like I love it so much that it's not the thing I changed between my original playthrough and this playthrough. At least he's a little scruffy looking. It's just his hair. He's let's just say he's wearing a bunch of hair gel right now. And he just like washes it out. And he says, I think I'm just gonna look like this now. Okay, swallow. I need to swallow it, but hmm, put like a hair in my mouth. Like hell, I can't. I'll do what I want. I gotta save editor. I could give a negative for like
How bad is it?
Bad. We just lost contact with two of
for
our
the
main
inability,
outposts.
like the lack of mod support.
Massive on long-range scanners.
Is this what Shepard warned us about?
I'd stake my life on it.
How long do we have?
Not long. I sent word. The fleet's immobilizing.
God help us all.
And 20 discovered it was not alone in the universe for years later, in a peaceful place among dozens and lots of PTs. The future is overshadowed by dark patch leapers, sentient racing machines responsible for cleansing the galaxy well, guiding every 50,000 years. Our advisor return. The leaders of the galaxy are paralyzed and indecision, unable to change the fact that the Reapers are on their way, and yeah. It was a neat transition.
Commander. You're not supposed to call me that anymore, James. Not supposed to salute you either. We gotta go. The Defense Committee wants to see you. Sounds important. What's going on? Couldn't say. Just told me they needed you. Now. Anderson? Admiral?
You look good, Shepard. Maybe a little soft around the edges. How are you holding up since being relieved from duty?
It's not so bad once you get used to the hot food and soft beds.
We'll get it sorted out.
What's going on? Why is everyone in such a hurry?
Admiral Hackett's mobilizing the fleets. I'm guessing word's made it to Alliance Command. Something big's headed our way.
The Reapers?
We don't know. Not for certain.
What else could it be?
If I knew that.
I haven't tested a controller support issue.
You know we're not ready if it is now. Not by a long shot.
Tell that to the Defense Committee.
Unless we're planning to talk the Reapers to death, the committee is a waste of time.
They're just scared. None of
It's
them
time to
know
just
what you've seen.
go ahead and dye his beard too.
Hell, you spoke to one. They blew the damn thing up. You've seen how they harvest us, what they plan to do to us. You know more about this enemy than anyone.
That why they grounded me? Took away my ship?
You know that's not true. When you blew up the Batarian relay, hundreds of thousands of Batarians died.
It was that or let the Reapers walk through our back door.
I know that, Shepard. And so does the committee. If it wasn't for that, you'd have been court-martialed and left to rot in the brig.
That and your good word?
Yeah, I trust you, Shepard. And so does the committee.
I'm just a soldier, Anderson. I'm no politician.
I don't need you to be either. I just need you to do whatever the hell it takes to help us stop the Reapers.
As you know.
They're expecting you to, Admiral.
Good luck
That-
there, Shepard.
Anderson. Shepard.
Ashley.
Lieutenant Commander, how'd it go in there?
I think Ashley doesn't look.
Hotel with them. I'm just waiting for orders now.
Lieutenant Commander.
You hadn't heard.
No, I hadn't.
Sorry, Shepard. It's been... well...
I think they may have done a slightly better job at her like appearance being more similar to like what it was in Mass Effect 1 and 2. Maybe part of it's just playing it back to back. Now,
That's okay. Just glad I bumped into you, Ash.
Me too.
Admiral,
Come on.
no, they still augmented her.
I used to.
She still got a boob job between games. Information negative for Ashley's boob job.
Admiral Anderson. Shepard.
What's the
I mean, no judgment for her personal choices, but
the reports coming in are unlike anything we've seen. Whole colonies have gone dark. We've lost contact with everything beyond the Soul Relay.
Whatever this is, it's incomprehensibly powerful.
You brought me here to confirm what you already know. The Reapers are here.
Then, how do we stop them?
Stop them. This isn't about strategy or tactics. This is about survival. The Reapers are more advanced than we are. More powerful, more intelligent. They don't fear us. And they'll never take pity on us.
But there must be some way.
If we're gonna have any chance at surviving this, we have to stand together.
That's it? That's our plan?
Admiral, we've lost contact with Luna Base.
The moon? It couldn't be that close already.
How'd they get past our defenses?
Sir, UK headquarters has a visual.
Why haven't we heard from Admiral Hackett?
What do we do?
The only thing we can. We fight, or we die.
We should get to the Normandy. Shepard! Shepard! Come on, get up. Here, take this. We've got to get moving. This is Admiral Anderson. Report in, anyone. Lieutenant Commander Williams, is that you? What's your status? I can't raise the Normandy. You'll have to contact me. We'll meet you at the landing zone. Anderson out.
Okay, can we save? Yes, we can.
They'll pick
Great. A save
us up if we can get.
and a backup save. And shut up. We need to change our hair quick. Okay, we need to let our hair down really quick here. Okay. I wonder if a chapter save is like would allow us to see the intro of our hair. I should probably do save too. Close or minimize this. Okay. If Ashley can let her hair down, then we need to let her hair down. We are pink Norman Reedus. So I believe I'm only using 2 mods. One for the hair, and another for the fish. Because we did not cheat on Jack with our yeoman. And that's already going to get a negative in my review, so... Because I'm already aware of it, so...
Let's move.
I'm not going to use any other mods, because...
Look out! How do you stop something so powerful?
Did they fix the running animation? And I think they may have fixed the running animation. I don't think we have any, like, there's a greater density of people running around. I think. By memory. I had to look at Mass Effect, the original Mass Effect 3. Like, compare it directly. But I'm pretty sure, like, that this is, like, an improvement. I don't think it's going to be a positive. I mean, there is some precedent for improvements being a positive. But I'm not sure how much of an improvement it is. I guess it's a fair improvement, I guess. But is purely cosmetic, and it's more like the elimination of a negative than an addition of a positive. Unfortunately, I don't have a scope, so I can't really look close. Although I think that there's still a degree of scale issues here. Maybe. I'm not quite sure. Like, I can't really judge, like, how high up we're supposed to be. We should probably, like, the building mesh should probably look kind of taller than it does. I don't know. I don't think about these things personally. Like, I never noticed it until I watched Lordiner's playthrough where he pointed out like how lame these animations of people were running away looked. But like, it's a nice detail.
Take a running jump. It's farther than it looks.
It's harder than it looks. You just hold and press spacebar.
Come on, let's go.
Why am I using the keyboard and mouse? I have the freaking controller. I mean, it still looks like, yeah, like when you look at it close, it still looks like a freaking GIF. But you are meant to look up at it this closely. I think it is literally two-dimensional. I'm not sure whether to give a positive for the detail or for a negative for it looking kind of funny when you see it up close.
Come on. We'll have to go this way. Looks clear. Let's go. Come on, let's keep moving. Lieutenant Commander, you read me. I'm patching in Shepard.
We're almost to the Normandy. I've got Lieutenant Vega with me, but we're taking heavy fire.
We're about 5 minutes out. Say again? Commander! Damn it! Come on, we gotta move.
And there's no reflections of us. Although I can kind of understand why we're not reflected. It may still been too tricky even with like all the improvements.
Shoot him! You haven't forgot how to shoot, have you? Take him out! I'm out of ammo. Come on, we gotta move.
Are we going different? Okay.
Have to take these things out the old-fashioned way.
Oh yeah, we had to.
Don't let him grab you. find a way out of here. Watch it! Through this way. Hey. It's okay.
Everyone's dying.
Come here. I need to get you someplace safe. Take my hand.
You can't help me.
Shepard! In here. This is a goddamn mess. Every minute these machines are here, thousands of innocent people die. I won't be responsible.
It's hard enough fighting a war, but it's worse knowing no matter how hard you try, you can't save them all.
Exactly. It's so fast.
His hairstyle also helps to cover up the gap between
We knew they were
the hair and the
And they still just
beard.
We need to go to the Citadel. Talk to the Council.
The Citadel. The fight's here.
It'll be everywhere soon enough. You said it yourself. The Reapers will destroy everything if we don't stop them. The Council has to help us. You sure about that? No, but you're a Council Spectre. That has to count for something. Gotcha!
Thanks. I owe you one.
More than one. Grab some ammo. Reload. Let's keep moving.
Reload, reload. I think I'm gonna take some decongestant. Oh, come on. I need to optimize my space a little better.
Lieutenant Commander Williams, we're in sight of the spaceport. ETA 3 minutes.
We've made it to the Normandy, taking heavy fire. Oh god!
Commander! Ashley! Damn it, they're in trouble.
Oh god. Okay, it's officially getting a negative. It is officially getting a negative. That is god awful. They didn't fix it. That is our very first negative. I'd kind of forgotten that that was like what they did. Yeah, I've written like a long paragraph about this. Like, it doesn't really deserve an entire paragraph, but like, basically, I'm just noticing it, and editing that most players may not notice this, but it is absolutely immersion breaking for those who like to take in the scenery, and also mentioning the fact that we have plenty of time to take in the scenery because this is a very slow section. Which brings me to my next point, which probably I'm going to say this is an interaction negative. Now we've established like control as being all about interaction. Um, I at first when I first developed the idea of changing it from control to interaction, I was a little hesitant because I felt that maybe like information interaction like that's catchier. There's alliteration there between them. Um, but I was like, does it really work? And the more I thought about it, the more interaction feels like a broad term. Because if we're just talking about control, that's like that's specifically like what the player can control, and whether or not the player is being given enough control over a particular aspect of the game. When we talk about interaction, we're opening the gates for other problems that are associated with this kind of thing. And here we just don't have a lot to interact with. We don't have a lot of enemies. We don't have a whole lot of real combat here. You know, it's really a bit like handholdy in a lot of ways. Um, in a way that Mass Effect One and Mass Effect Two weren't as much. I mean, Mass Effect One, like when you started out, like you do have a bit of an escalation, but you still have a fair number of enemies coming at you. And considering this game has an additional lower difficulty level than just casual, like if you don't want a challenge right at the gate, just start with the difficulty on narrative. Heck, even in now granted, Mass Effect 2 did not start out with a actual combat section, but it was exciting in its own way. Because like you have the ship falling apart in front of you, and you're trying to go rescue someone you care about. Here, you're just seeing everything get decimated around you, like your entire planet, and it should be exciting, but it kind of isn't. I mean, there's occasional bursts of excitement, but well, like all of the stuff that's happening is very scripted, and there's nothing like really. You're not like encountering enemies around every turn. There's like just these little segments where you're fighting a few enemies, and there's standard husks, and there's no real sense of danger. I'm not gonna waste my time like actually writing this all down, but because I already wasted too much time talking about the this this right here. I already wrote a paragraph about this. I'm not gonna write an entire treatise about how we just have a Reaper randomly shooting at buildings. They're not even crumpling. We have no like real. Like the bridge isn't falling apart. Like they're not actually doing any damage. Like I might give like a another like information negative. Like I'm not gonna make any more notes unless that it's another negative, and this is. mean, like, even the sound design. Like, when I paused the game in Mass Effect 2, like, we had, like, the breathing. We had the sound of a ship creaking around us. And here it's just this. Like, a little bit of spooky sounds, a few, like, laser blasts off in the distance. You know, and then there's people running backwards for some reason. Like, even if those people were running in the right, facing the right direction, like, that is probably, like, the best thing. That is the most sense of danger we have, is all these people running for their lives. But besides that, we had these Reapers just... Like, we have some stuff that's already damaged, like this stuff here. But, like, there should be, like, proper scripted sequences. We have, like, ships falling out of the sky, I guess. Occasionally in the background. But we don't have, like, a sequence of, like, stuff that's just kind of happening as we're moving around. Like, beyond the cutscene. Like, there's something to be said for, like, events that just kind of are scripted, but, like, they're just happening as we're moving along. Like, there's nothing on fire, aside from this, like, little pit right here. Like, we don't have buildings smoking. Like, I feel absolutely no real sense of danger. Or that the world is falling apart around me. Aside from, like, a few little things here and there. Okay, like, there's that. And that ship doesn't go down. It just has some explosions on it randomly. Now it blows up. It only blows up during this.
Normandy, we're going to reroute. Do you copy? Normandy, come in.
Like, I'm still not really feeling it. And that Reaper is effectively walking in place. As far as I can tell. Maybe. Is it actually moving? Also, all the Reapers look alike. That's not me just being spacist.
Friendly. You two all right? Get down, they'll see you.
Advertisement, like.
Nice shot. Finish them all. Shepard,
There aren't enemies everywhere. There are supposed to be enemies everywhere.
What happened here?
Our gunship was shot down. We barely made it.
You have a radio? We're trying to contact our ship.
No. There's one in the gunship, but it's gonna be crawling with those things.
Stay here, son. We'll get you out of here. Come on. Let's get to that gunship.
Like, I'm like, I'm not sure if we can get a positive for effort. Because the effort is wasted. Like, there is a Reaper on the move. I can give it some credit for that. Although, it only moves up to a certain point. Yeah, it only moves up to a certain point. I haven't done a biotic charge yet. Do we have the ability? Okay, I might give maybe a bit of a positive for
Shepard, over here.
request markers.
Normandy, this is Anderson. Do you read?
Admiral, what's your location?
By a downed gunship in the harbor. I'm activating its distress beacon. Send support. We've got wounded down here. Lieutenant! Damn it! I've lost the signal.
Let's hope that beacon does its job.
And fast, we've got company.
I mean, that they picked it. Like, Mass Effect 2's pathfinding was good, or it used pathfinding to give you like an arrow to like which turn you're supposed to make, but it had some faults because sometimes you have to continually use it because like where your goal is kind of shifting because as you go around corners and navigate the map. There's an escalation here. There's like a learning curve.
Shepard, over
Also, the color of the
Hope they get there soon. You and me both.
actually kind of. I think it actually kind of escalated quickly, which may be kind of bad. If you're trying to ease people into the gameplay, it's going from like as far as like 3 to 5 enemies to suddenly enemies everywhere. Hey Ellie. Now my viewership is going through the roof. I should just like add Kitty to the tag because she usually shows up at least at one point.
Get in cover. Shepard, over here.
I still am giving it standing by my negatives. Also, you don't automatically swap weapons. Which I'm not sure if that's going to be a control positive or not.
About time. Let's go.
It's an improvement from aspect 2.
Welcome back, Shepard.
Thanks. Shepard. Come on. I'm not going. You saw those men back there. There's a million more like them, and they need a leader.
I wish there was an option to just understand. Like a stare. It's just a little janky. I don't like this. I'm not sure if it's gonna be a negative. I think it needs to build up, but we have no option to like understand Anderson and his position. We're just Paragon, Renegade, no in between, no understanding his position.
We're in this fight together, Anderson.
It's a fight we can't win. Not without help. We need every species and all their ships to even have a chance at defeating the Reapers. Talk to the Council. Convince them to help us.
What if they won't listen?
Then make them listen. Now go! That's an order.
I don't take orders from you anymore, remember?
Consider yourself reinstated. Commander. You know what you have to do.
Can you give me a promotion to give me a promotion to captain and you get a deal. You have a deal.
Good luck. You too, Joe.
Promote me to captain and you have a deal. Like, events happening in the background while we are moving around. That's been a thing probably since like Halo, the original Half-Life, Half-Life 2. Like, that concept of like in FPS games, like Quake 2 even had a lot of events that would just be happening as you're moving around. The game does not pause for it to happen. It does not take control away from you as it's happening. It's just kind of happening off over there. It's happening in a way where you can't really interact with it directly, but it's happening. And it gives a sense of depth and realism to
What the hell's going on? Where's Anderson? Where are we going? Hey! We're leaving. Leaving?
What's going on?
Anderson wants us to go to the Citadel. Get help for the fight. Bullshit, he wouldn't order us to leave. We don't have a choice. Without help, this war's already over. Forget it. Drop me off someplace. Enough! Don't you think I'd rather stay and fight? We're going to the Citadel. You want out, you can catch a ride back from there.
Commander!
Joker, that you?
Alive and kicking. Got an emergency transmission from Admiral Hackett for you.
Patch it through.
Shepard, saying heavy losses. Force was overwhelming. There's no way we can defeat them conventionally.
Anderson's already ordered me to the Citadel.
there's no way we can defeat them conventionally.
It's outpost on Mars. We lose control of the system.
Yes, sir.
We've been researching the Prothean archives with Dr. Tassoni. We found a way to stop the Reapers. The only way to stop them. Contact soon. Hack it out.
Joker, set a course for the Mars archives.
Mars? Roger that.
This is local.
Why Mars? What does he think we'll find there?
Get your ass to Mars.
But if it helps us win this war... Grab your gear.
This is the second part of the opening.
I've been trying to reach Mars on secure channels. No one's answering.
Any sign of Reaper activity?
Negative.
Edie?
The base appears to be online. It's possible the inhabitants were evacuated.
We'll know soon enough. Be ready, Joker. Just in case.
Roger that. Normandy out.
We're almost there.
Still no contact from the base, but we've got a massive storm headed our way. How long till it hits? Half hour tops. After that, we're gonna have difficulty keeping up comms with the Normandy. Understood.
And now we have more stuff in general. And it's actually, I might give this a control positive for like basically retaining your There might be a control negative because I think every squad mate that carries over may not per se have the same skills they had in the previous game. Oh, they may have fixed that for the Legendary Edition, in which case it'll it might just be an extension of the current positive. I think almost most of these also come up with a choice, or at least like the later levels. Yeah. Also, lots of choices at higher ranks. We're getting back into positivity. I don't know if it's changed a little bit. I feel like that the barrier increase like that that actually encourages you to like use it a lot. Like, okay, my barriers are down. Charge. Like, that's probably the best. I mean, it's a little OP, I will admit, but it's a fun kind of OP. Because like normally, like my barriers are down, my shields are gone. This is not a good time to charge. In Mass Effect 3, it's the opposite. Oh, my barriers are down. Time to charge. time to charge and recharge. Now, unfortunately, your bonus abilities are not carried over. That could be a control negative. Should I make that control negative? I mean, this game is going to get a fair number of negatives, I have a feeling. Because besides the ending, there are actual problems with the game. On the gameplay axis. A little bit. Not a whole lot, but some. Also, what can I say about the absence of the multiplayer mode? I don't think I can give it a negative. Like, on its own merit. And here's why. I could give maybe a positive to them rebalancing the the like I'm not even sure if I could do that. Like I'm really a little bit conflicted about the changes. Um because if they rebalanced the war table or whatever the whatever it's called, the points for like gaining allies and such. I forget what it's called. Like if they just rebalanced it so that multiplayer wasn't necessary, like the Galaxy Expanded mod did, then I think it's like readiness. If it's the readiness rating, if I'm remembering correctly, like if they just rebalanced it so that the multiplayer wasn't necessary, the way that a lot of the mods from Mass Effect 3, I believe the major one is the Galaxy Expanded mod. If they did that just so that people who don't want to do multiplayer, or obviously the iPhone app is no longer an option. And the iPhone app was pretty cool. Like the multiplayer was good, and it's actually kind of bad that they left it out of this remaster because it was good multiplayer. They could. I think they could have even shut down the old servers for the old multiplayer, and put multiplayer in the remaster, and we'd be good. As long as it's a good remaster that everyone is gonna be playing. Because as it stands, eventually the multiplayer servers for Mass Effect 3 will be gone, and that entire mode, as good as it is just going to be gone. So like putting it in here is a good step for preservation of that mode. Unless the chances of EA releasing like some source code for the servers or something so that people can like emulate it are pretty slim. Like maybe they'll do something like with Steam or I don't know. To like just move it over to Steam so that they keep track of it along with all the other like Steam. I don't know. I doubt they're gonna do anything to try and actually preserve the multiplayer of Mass Effect 3, which is a crying shame because it's good multiplayer. Even I kind of enjoyed it a little bit. Um, and I typically don't like multiplayer that much. I didn't play it extensively, but the thing is, I cannot give its absence a negative because for one, they rebalanced the galactic readiness so that you don't need it. And for another thing, it has no actual. It's literally just the absence of a positive. Like, if I could rate the multiplayer, I would probably give it a positive, even though I don't typically like multiplayer. Um, I'd probably also give it a negative if they didn't adjust the galactic readiness rating so that you don't necessarily have to do multiplayer to get the best ending. That would be a negative, but you know, like basically, I think it should be set up so that it's possible to max out the galactic readiness or get to where you can do the best ending just doing single player. You have to do more single player to get the galactic readiness rating all the way up. But like if you don't, but like the purpose of multiplayer will be for people who maybe who just want multiplayer for one, and for people who maybe don't want who aren't interested in people who are interested in multiplayer or don't mind the multiplayer and don't want to have to go and do like every little side quest or you know um whatever to raise the galactic readiness rating to max. Stuff like that. Like it will still contribute to galactic readiness, but won't be as essential as it was in the base original game. Like that would be the ideal way to have it set up. Um, I just can't say its omission is a negative. It's like if I were playing this for the first time, being completely unaware that there was multiplayer or that it was any good, I'd just be like, oh well, they left it out. Okay, well, I guess it must have sucked then. No one must have liked it because they didn't include it here. Like, yeah. What does Nova do? Huh. This is kind of like Reeve, but the levels didn't carry over. Grant Reeve was probably like the most powerful biotic ability in the game. So it was getting kind of late, so I think once I finish like leveling everybody up, I might actually call it a night. Duration, like, is marksman like an actual like ability? Like, how often does she get headshots? I guess this is like a mode. But I can't save? Why can't I save? Okay, now I can save. Okay. Also, there's no way to exit the game directly. Oh, it's a freaking button press now. Okay. So much for like unifying the look of the menus. Also, if we have like an M7 helmet, I might edit the save to give me the M7 helmet from. I could have found at the crash site, but I didn't because I didn't realize it was something I could find. I don't think we can go back to the Normandy crash site like once we complete the mission. So we're screwed unless I edit the save. Anyway, I'm not sure why I'm putting my headphones back on. I don't really need to. So anyway, there's a bunch of videos you can do that'll take a few seconds of your time, along with other things that are a little more involved than that. But of course, you don't have to do any of that if you don't feel like it, because that's the way this works. If you wish, we have a YouTube channel. You can try to find it. I think Pixels Plays Back you'll find both the archives of my previous playthrough and of the other two entries in this playthrough. And to get them organized in the playlist eventually. But anyway, in any case, thanks for watching. Excuse me. And until next time, sayonara.